Welcome to another despicable episode of the Apocalypse, which I don't really see the point for, because it doesn't matter what I do. I could have $1 million in my bank account and have something very important to pay the next day. My buddy in the sky and his imp would make sure to work some magic to fuck me up before that took place, where even with $1 million in my bank account, that bill would not be paid. That's what I deal with every fucking day. So what's the goddamn point? There really fucking isn't one, is there? And I am personally tired of Satanist, eugenicist, Nazi fuckheads, pieces of shit that should have never been born, stealing food, taking medical coverage away from the poorest people in this nation, and preaching it as if it is godly or something. My God, what a nation of brainwashed fucking rubes. It took decades of working on your brains for that worthless Nazi cunt to get on television and repeat these talking points. It took a lot of work on you, fucking fools. How many have I witnessed of you over the course of this fucking pathetic existence? And I mean all of ours. See things nearly the same as him. How many of you, worthless goddamn sheep, have I had the misfortune to be next to? Family, friends, acquaintances, co-workers. How fucking many have I heard the same worthless goddamn philosophies of Satan because it was pounded into your worthless goddamn head and you can't think for yourself. So here we bloody are. I got especially goddamn fucking disgusted with Mr. Mengelos, the fake fucking reality TV doctor, who's now in charge of healthcare for this nation, or should I say, stealing healthcare away, what little there bloody was, from the poorest Americans. Goddamn cunt of Satan. Worthless reality TV nothing. I have news for you, Mr. Oz. You're not fucking white, by the way. Jerk off asshole. So why are you a goddamn Nazi? You're not in the club. Your skin is the wrong goddamn complexion. You fucking idiot. How many of you out there with skin that is the wrong complexion, fucking throwing Nazi salutes up, rounding up your kinsmen? Or maybe you're Turkish, and you happen to be a white supremacist Nazi, which is a goddamn contradiction. Fucking worthless charcoal, destined for the fucking lake. Towing the line for white supremacy. When you're not white. I'm white. I don't even like white supremacists. I bloody despise them. Not that I don't despise the ghetto mentality as well, for that has brought us here as well, has it not? I despise you all. all kinds of Satan, no matter your color. Fucking irrelevant to me. Be it worthless auto-tune drug-dealing garbage, worthless no-talent hacks, preaching Satan, or Dr. Oz, preaching white supremacy and Satan, all equally fucking worthless. All equally fucking charcoal. Mark it on your goddamn calendar. Enjoy the riches here, for there will be none later. There will be the lake, that is all. And if God permits me mocking you while you're fucking in it. For I will have a lot of free time. I won't have to be a slave any goddamn more. Be on this fucking shite worthless plane. Fucking nothing. Day after fucking day. Nothing. Void. Empty. Garbage. Satan. Nothing more. With a bunch of fucking sheep walking around, parroting the talking points they heard from their father, their mother, their co-worker, filtered down from royalty. This is just the way things are. That's life. Get a side hustle. Work 2 full-time jobs. Because hard work is the American way. No, grifting and thievery is the American way. How do you think all those billionaires bloody fucking got there? Hard fucking work? Not one. 0. You're fucking sheep, nothing more. Every person that ever parroted those talking points, and my God, so many of you have. You are conditioned nicely. It's how Mr. Mengeloz is able to say this. And some of you, many of you, will walk around thinking, preaching, saying, believing this is godly or gospel. That's why our country is over. One of a million reasons. Because of you. You made Mr. Oz, you didn't know? You didn't know, son. Without you, there would be no Mr. Mengeloz. He'd be nothing, just like you. Dr. Oz on Medicaid requirements. You have to work. Why? You don't. Telling 3 or 4 lies on media per day, that's not work. You were not put on this planet to sit at home and watch television. The average person who's on Medicaid, who's able-bodied, watches 6.1 hours of television or just hangs out every day. That's not why God put you here. I am so personally tired of this cretin, this fraud, and his angry rants about the poorest people in this nation getting Medicaid. I could think of no more of a satanic gospel to preach than boasting of ripping medical coverage in the most expensive country on earth. It's such a goddamn scam. Every angle, every nuance. down to the doctor, down to the nurse. All a goddamn scam that bankrupts millions. That's the American way. Turn everything into a grift, isn't it? Look at where we are right now. You can't even go online. The second you go onto any website, 19 companies have your information. Internet turned into a grift. Finding a job. Now I realize 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was looking for work, when I learned a lesson about the internet and jobs on the internet, most of them don't exist. So why would they post them? Why are there 17 million job sites? And that was 20 years ago. Why, son? Why would they post fake jobs? Because they turned finding a job into a grift. The second you put your information down, your most personal information, it is shared with 90 companies. Then you start getting emails and phone calls. Unsolicited, of course. That's why most of the jobs online are fake. They turn finding a job into a grift, and you must go online. All the 90-year-old geriatrics that just say walk in and talk to the manager, they don't want that anymore. This is not 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990 even. This is the fuck you era, where you shoot an arrow into the sky and hope it lands somewhere relevant. That is what putting an online job application is. And in the meantime, as you're waiting for that automated email response saying, come on in for an interview, for it sure as fuck won't be a human doing it. 93 companies now have your information and are using it to make money. Buying a car, grift. Finding a job, grift. Going to the mechanic, grift. Going to the doctor, bankruptcy. Also, why America is goddamn bloody over. There is nowhere safe anymore. No transaction is in good faith anymore. Every company jockeying to be next, to figure out a way to gather your information. Now the government's doing it for them. Starting in the UK, then Canada, then here. I must congratulate you. I didn't mean to go on this tangent, but I was thinking about it earlier. The cunt right-wingers in government across the world, the cunt Democrats and liberals in government across the world, because they all got their checks. And they're voting for digital ID, collecting IDs. And they're voting for surveillance in my car. One, I thought, I wear sunglasses almost all day because it's sunny down here, every day. How will it scan my eyes? Are you going to tell me I cannot wear sunglasses in my own goddamn car? Is that where we're going, cunts of Satan? And that's Republicans and Democrats. Are we going there? And you wonder why you were despised. It took a long time for me to hate you too. But I do. Why? Because you hate me. That's why. If you didn't, you wouldn't be voting for digital ID. And please don't say it's for the children. We all know that's not true. We're not as stupid as the rubes in the cult right wing. Not that I'm one of you either. I am nothing. You've made the internet unenjoyable. That's a hell of a feat. Cunt liberals and cunt conservatives. Absolutely unusable, unenjoyable. And you want to make it worse. Many of you liberal governors are putting those, standing next to data center openings and taking pictures as well. Again, why I despise you. What's happened to all the green talking points? I guess a different kind of green took over, called money. I don't guess, I know. Liberals didn't used to be down with surveillance. Now they are. That means money's involved. That's all I need to know. To know your motives. Every one of you. I don't believe a one of you when you say it's for the children. You know goddamn well that's not true, and so do I. And all I can say in retort is fuck you and die. 2 points. You've ruined the internet. Both parties. Well, both are on board. Right-wing idea, left-wing money, they're going to vote with you. They already have. You've ruined the internet and made it unenjoyable. That's a hell of a feat, as addictive as the internet is. You should pat yourself on the back for that. You made something that millions of people love and use every day, all the time, for all kinds of things. You've made it almost unusable and unenjoyable. A car, the symbol of freedom in this country. People love their cars across the world, especially here. You can get employment. You can go to another state. You can drive somewhere very far away. It's a very freeing feeling. People love their cars. You have now made the car unenjoyable, a thing to hate. In America, you have taken the freedom, you've taken the very function of the car away. I don't know how you're going to make money with these. If a car can shut down 19 times on the way to work, what goddamn good is it? And if liberals are voting for surveillance, what goddamn good are you? None. Worthless. I won't even listen to any stand you take on anything else. Why should I? And again, little children, liberals in government, let Daddy tell you a story. Those very tools you have given to the Reich will be used on you to round you up. I knew that 10 years ago. And I would never, no matter how big the check, or no matter who gave me the command, I would never put my signature on surveillance in people's cars and surveillance on the internet. I can't express my level of disappointment in you all. I've had to let go of so many hands. Now there's nothing left. There's no one left. I thought we were on our own before. Now I know it. And we are truly on our own. The Liberal government in England, the Liberal government in Canada, the right-wing dystopian government here. All in lockstep to kick this surveillance thing off. We have no one. Understand that. Don't look to anyone in government ever again. I don't care what country you live in. You don't have anyone. They've been bought off. The best part of it is a lot of the money that bought them off was welfare that came from you and went to Mr. Gates or Zuckerberg or Scum or Sundar. Back to Mr. Mengelos. You have to work. You were not put on this planet to sit at home and watch television. The average person who's on Medicaid, who's able-bodied, watches six... That able-bodied phrase, the right-wing grift machine has been using it on you, pounding it into your head since before I was born. Reagan, Bush Sr., Bush Jr., Republican senators, Republican congressmen. Before I was born, they were spouting that talking point at you. And I've heard so many of you repeat it. Do you know what it's like to be in a world full of zombies, sheep, backstabbers? I suspect most of you don't. Because most of you are that. But you don't know it. And after being in that world, then you get to suffer the end of it. I don't expect you to understand. This fake statistic of 6.1 hours of television, Mr. Mengelas brought this up before, months and months ago. Am I supposed to be upset that someone that gets Medicaid, that's not free money, that's coverage for health care, you worthless animals out there that would dare entertain this or repeat the talking points? As if I give a fuck that someone's watching 6 hours of TV on Medicaid. When a decent healthcare plan costs $12,000 a year. What are we discussing here, you worthless zombies and sheep out there? Again with the talking points. Worthless, meaningless, no basis in reality. And even if there was basis in reality, I don't give a fuck that someone on Medicaid is watching 6 hours of television. Does that make them a bad person? While Leon takes $50 billion to put right in his pocket of your welfare money. Mr. Oz does not complain about that. They just hang out really? Kind of like you, Mr. Oz, when you stand behind Donnie and think you're actually earning a paycheck when you're doing nothing. Who's more worthless than Dr. Mengelos as far as getting work done? I can't think of anyone. Able-bodied, that's the first phrase, sheep, that's been ingrained in your mind since before I was born. I've heard a million of you automatons say things just like that. That's why Mr. Mengelos is able to say it now. Because they pounded it into your worthless zombie head. Flocks of sheep and zombies. Nothing more. How would anyone even do a survey of people on Medicaid and how much TV they watch? How would you even go about that? It's total abject bullshit. The able-bodied part as well. Who decides that? Dr. Mengelos. And they just hang out. That phrase too, that triggers the rube, the zombie, the sheep mind, doesn't it? They just hang. They don't think of Dr. Mengelos hanging out and doing jack fuck, except stealing Medicaid from the poor. That's not work at all. That's easy work. That's the devil's work. All that takes is Mr. Oz and Donnie sticking their hand in the treasury and saying, fuck you to you. That's all that requires. I can't wait till the next worthless goddamn automatic sheep I hear throw the phrase able-bodied out there as Leon and Sam and Greasy Pete get billions of your money for nothing. The businesses are so unprofitable. You fucking idiots out there. Leon has now linked your retirement savings to his company. When it goes IPO, I think it already did. If you have money in the market right now, a retirement account, I suggest you talk to your broker. I told you a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, I've told you before that. After the treasury is looted, and once Leon gets his welfare checks, which he's received, he won't get another round for a minute. He's still going bankrupt. None of his companies are profitable in the fucking least. All welfare, propped up businesses. The same with Altman, the same with Thale, the same with Kopp. They've changed rules. Your retirement account is now at risk. I told you the next step after looting the treasury would be your personal bank accounts and businesses. The Reich will take businesses twofold. Your retirement account is now at risk of being invested in Leon's companies. He is using you for liquidity. Dumbass! Marx. That's one way. The other way, Donnie's going to take a stake in the tech companies. That means we get to share the load with our tax money. Socialism. That means welfare in heaps. Because America is now a shareholder. You know, like the commies. That concept that you pretend to understand and pretend to hate when you don't even know what it is. How many American sheep could dare make an attempt to explain what living as a commune truly is? And not just spout talking points they heard from their daddy, their mommy, Fox News, wherever, in passing at work, someone you thought was intelligent. Your retirement accounts will be hit to prop up these failing businesses. AI does not make money. They need it for omnipresence and surveillance. I told you. It's not going away. I told you they'd prop it up with welfare. That's what they're about to do. Directly, the US government will take a stake. Will you get to check? Of course, bloody goddamn not. You get to share the losses. You get to provide the capital so they get to stay rich and in business. And you get to be a slave. I told you, after they looted the treasury, then they would take companies and your personal bank accounts. They're starting with your 401ks and retirement accounts. It's already been done. So I suggest you talk to your broker and you let him know you don't want any of your money invested in anything Leon, anywhere near it. And you might want to include Sam Altman in that. All the companies, Anthropic, Sam Altman, get your money out of those companies. Because it's about to be invested in all of them if it isn't already. You will take the hit. They will stay rich. And you made them rich with your goddamn money. Handed to them via welfare. And now they're using you for capital. I don't have a retirement account. I used to. If I did, I'd be calling my broker really fucking pissed off. And I would make it very clear. I don't care what I have to do. I don't want my money invested in these AI companies that will all go bankrupt. None of them make a profit, not even close. The infrastructure does not exist to run this much AI, not even close. They will be propped up by welfare and your retirement money and your tax money. And when the bubble pops, you will have provided the capital and you will take the goddamn loss. Not them. They never do. Before I continue with the Oz thing, I'm going to take a break, and I didn't mean to do this. We're going, since Dr. Oz, Mengele Oz, likes to discuss fraud so much, use fraud as an excuse to take medical coverage from the poorest people. You know, the work of Satan, his daddy. We are going to take a look at Mr. Oz's fraudulent history. For I knew he had a history of fraud, and that he was a scammer and all that. I didn't know the details. I don't research all these cunts of Satan. Now I need to. For I need to make a point. And I knew what I would find before I even looked, and I did not know the details. And I looked quickly once, and I knew they'd have it a bit hidden, Mr. Oz has made an attempt to hide certain things. I've noticed. And he's a particularly cunt of a snowflake. Would love to be able to force us all to stop talking about him. Kind of like that cunt of Satan O'Leary. He's made a real trolling effort. My God, you don't even know. I'm all over the internet. All day, every day. His trolls and bots hit YouTube, X, every website you can think of. If you mention his name, they come. This man is devastated and scared shitless about his little data center fiasco. Is it in Utah, Ohio? I don't even remember. And he's taken it down 75%. But if he really wanted to help his image, he would have just said, you know what? I'm not going to do it. But just like the typical billionaire cunts, they can't take a hint, and they must do the work of the devil. So I'll reduce it by 75. Maybe then people will like me. No, we still fucking hate you. O'Leary, cunt of Satan. Fuck you and die. Please do the world a favor. No one likes you, son. I mean no one. Goddamn no one. Fuck off to Canada, please. And then fuck off to the grave. Maybe Earth can have a happy day for 5 fucking minutes with you not in it. Cut. Okay. A sip of water real quick. Again, I did a quick look, and I looked at allegations, and then I said, oh no, I know there's more, and I know he's made some phone calls, made some threats, had the searches cleaned up a bit to where it just comes up now about how he's going after fraud when he is a goddamn fraud. And I found it a settlement, which, you know, when you settle, you're admitting you're a goddamn fraud. Dr. Mehmet Oz, I doctor my ass, has been accused of perpetuating fraud through the years for promoting unproven dietary supplements and weight loss products. You mean taking money just to be a quack and say the shit's good when it's not? You know, like the worst thing a doctor can do? Be a snake oil salesman for money? That's what we're talking about here? Most recently, in his role as the administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, he has been accused by critics and state officials of targeting specific states and communities with misleading fraud data and racially charged allegations. Yeah, exactly. His stats are worthless. He's worthless. He's a fake fucking doctor. I don't care if he has a degree. Meaningless to me. Half the people in the most elite schools across the world don't belong there. Got there only because of who they're related to. Like George Bush Jr. No business in goddamn Harvard. Are you fucking kidding me? Or whatever school he went to. No fucking business. Yet he was there. You think the name got him in? So I don't give a fuck if he has a degree. At fucking meeting. Did he even show up? I don't know that. Are his credentials even real? I don't know that. With a fraud like him? The accusations against Dr. Oz fall in two main categories. Long before his political appointment, Dr. Oz was frequently accused of using deceptive marketing and fraudulent science on the Dr. Oz show. We've got an adjudicated fraud who uses fraud as every excuse to steal more of your money and steal more from the poor, be it food, medical coverage, whatever programs, whatever he can steal from your mark asses. Adjudicated fraud. We have another fraud, fake-ass doctor who had to pay a fat settlement because he's a goddamn fraud. And I'll say it to his fucking lawyer. I'll say he's a pedophile to his fucking lawyer, too. Give me his number. Give me the lawyer's number. I'll call him up and say it right to him. Fucking cunts. So we got a fraud snake oil salesman who literally paid a settlement for fraud, going after fraud so he can take medical coverage away from the poorest in this country. You understand what they're trying to build here, right? Little sheep. A slave workforce. Anyone they can get. They need as many people as desperate as possible. They need to take the people on welfare off. Make them work for free. That's what they're doing. That's the goal. Camps. You know, also being paid for with your money. You might end up in one. That's not the slightest bit drama or a joke. If only you would have taken it more seriously. Your future, your children's future, my future, your country's future, your country in general, the Constitution, anything. So we got an adjudicated fraud as president who uses fraud for every excuse to steal more money from anyone he can steal money from. And we've got a straight up fraud doctor who sells snake oil. taking medical coverage away from people and preaching that gospel as if it's godly or good. And then he tells you what God thinks you should be doing. That fake fraud doctor who sells snake oil, who's a Turkish white supremacist. That makes fucking sense, right, Mr. Oz? What a tragic goddamn failure your parents were, son. My worthless son. Epic, tragic, fucking failure. Turned out a Nazi Turk. Can you believe it? With copper-ass Turkish skin. And he came out a Nazi. My God, your parents must have been horrible. You piece of shit waste of oxygen. That's what they turned out, huh? Congressional scrutiny. In 2014, Dr. Oz testified before a U.S. Senate panel investigating consumer protection after he heavily promoted diet pills like green coffee, bean extract, and raspberry ketones on his show, calling them miracle weight loss solutions without substantial clinical evidence. Well, he got a check, though, I'm sure. That's all that matters in America. Be liberal or conservative, that's all that matters in America. They've proven that right now by voting surveillance to liberals. Ruining the experience of driving a car and the function of a car, and why buy it at all? It's going to shut down on the way to work. What the fuck good is it? No good. Useless tool. Like they've made the internet a useless tool now. That rush to Satan. For all these companies, they all going bankrupt. Spending all their money on tokens. And AI advertisements. And bots. And data center maintenance. They're not making no profits on it, though. Everyone hates it. They're forcing it anyway. I told all of you, as you go more right compliant, your business will become worthless. Your tool will become worthless. Making the car worthless, making the internet worthless, that's a hell of a fucking achievement. Taking search engines that everyone liked, ruining them. Wow, that's not business. Little children. I'm talking to all three audience members right now. They're losing money hand over fist, yet they're pushing it anyway. What does that tell you? They need it for you. For where this is all going. It's not making them money. They're forcing it anyway. That's not good for you. They have a dream of what they want this world to be, and they rapidly trying to deploy it. So Mr. Oz takes checks and promotes fake ass weight loss snake oil. That's where he came from. Quackery accusations. Critics, including the medical community and public health organizations, repeatedly labeled his endorsements as fraudulent or pseudoscientific. These claims involve pushing unverified remedies such as unproven COVID-19 treatments and questionable cancer prevention supplements to a massive daytime audience. Using the title of doctor to scam people and push things that are not medically sound at all whatsoever, knowingly. And once he comes from reality TV world, we get him in government, who his main job now is to take the poorest people, take their medical coverage away. That's a hell of a life, son. You got some great stuff on your resume. And when the man looks it over, I don't think he's going to hire you. Dr. Oz under fire. Here's another article. You'll have heard that a group of physicians has written a public letter to Columbia University asking why Dr. Oz is still on the faculty there. Here's the text. It includes some heartwarming stuff. This is from, before I speed read this, April 2015. April 20. Is that Hitler's birthday? Interesting. We're surprised and dismayed that Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons would permit Dr. Oz to occupy a faculty appointment, let alone a senior administrative position in the Department of Surgery. Dr. Oz has repeatedly shown disdain for science and evidence-based medicine, as well as baseless and relentless opposition to the genetic engineering of food crops. Worst of all, he has manifested an egregious lack of integrity by promoting quack treatments and cures in the interest of personal financial gain. Thus, Dr. Oz is guilty of either outrageous conflicts of interest or flawed judgments about what constitutes appropriate medical treatments, or both. Well, I don't like the genetic engineering of food crops either, but if Oz is against it, that means someone paid him to be against it, because Oz goes where the money is. He doesn't really give a shit about it. Again, these are scientists, a group of physicians. They're straight up calling this guy a fraud. And that they're straight up saying that he takes money and sells snake oil, promotes snake oil. They're literally saying that. Promoting quack treatments in the interest of personal financial gain. They're straight up saying he's a snake oil salesman, and he knowingly. It goes on in that vein, and I have to say I basically agree with every bit of it. I have a good account of contempt for Oz himself, and that has only increased with time. Columbia, or parts of it, may well be fine with having such a famous, high-profile person associated with the school, but Dr. Oz's fame rests on such a shabby foundation. I would call him infamous, not famous. He's a snake oil grifter. He spouts nonsense to people who don't know any better. Is that such a good thing to be proud of? Where was I at here? Columbia is taking an academic freedom of speech approach to this request. Oz himself has said that he'll respond on his show. Yeah, I bet he did. And I'm sure that we're going to hear so much about bringing in all points of view and being inclusive and having an open mind and providing info to the public. And don't they have a right to that, and much more than that? There will probably be also a tone of martyrdom. They're out to get him, and perhaps a few hints about various interests with agendas that are behind these baseless attacks. But I would happily sign a statement requesting that Dr. Oz be shown the door, several doors at speed. My only agenda is that I think he peddles sensational crap for fame and money. Listening to Dr. Oz is all too often a way to end up less informed than when you started. Sorry, this is in several screenshots. Less informed than when you started, and full of ideas that have no real basis in fact. Remember, this is a man who told a reporter for The New Yorker that cancer is our Angelina Jolie. We could sell that show every day. Spoken like a man of medical science. Cancer is our Angelina. Is he talking about when she had cancer? They could have made a show about it? Is that what he's trying to say here? I'm under no illusions that they're going to get rid of him, though. Hey, Columbia sailed right past that green coffee bean nonsense and the congressional committee grilling. They're not going to worry about some doctors writing a letter. What would get their attention, though, is if some wealthy donors stop donating. That's where he's going with it. Studies have found that a significant portion of the health advice promoted on his show lacked backing from credible evidence-based medicine. Critics have accused him of using his platform to promote unproven alternative therapies and remedies. In 2014, Oz was called before the Senate subcommittee where lawmakers criticized him for labeling certain dietary supplements as magic weight loss cures. Senator Claire McCaskill publicly scolded him, stating, "I don't know why you need to say this stuff because you know it's not true." So they were calling him a liar. Legal settlements. This is what I knew I would find, son. I knew I wouldn't find it right away. Because Ozzy, not the good Ozzy, he's gone. Ozzy and cunt of Satan O'Leary have been making quite the effort online to scrub up their image. Because I heard O'Leary's a fucking scammer too. I didn't look his history up. I bet I find it in 5 minutes, son. Goddamn cunt, worthless piece of charcoal of Satan. Fucking die. Please. Another thing, I'm tired of these old ass men holding on because they got the devil on their goddamn shoulder. And good people dying. Fuck all that. Fuck this paradigm. Fuck every one of them. Tired of seeing Emperor Palpatines on the grift, acting like they pulled themselves up by the bootstraps, living to 97, 105. Fuck you and die. This paradigm, the devil, all of it. Fucking die. Legal settlements in 2018, the fraud Dr. Oz reached a $5.25 million legal settlement in a class action lawsuit regarding his on-air promotion of green coffee extract supplements, which were marketed as fat busters without sufficient evidence. $5 million, you say, son? I wonder, did your deadbeat ass pay that bill? Because I don't even know if you got $5 million. You such a fake ass goddamn quack. And I'm sure you got some skeletons you spending that money on. You all do. Every cunt of Satan does. I knew I would find this before I looked. I knew after I took my initial look that didn't mention the settlement, that I needed to look again. Because I know the cunt Oz is scrubbing the internet, just like cunt O'Leary is, when they both frauds and scammers. How much better the world would be without cunt of Oz, Mr. O'Leary, Donnie Shitbags, every rube that loves these people. I'm not even a eugenicist, and I'm saying that. But I'm not like you. I don't want to just kill you all. That would just make me a worthless cunt of Satan, just like you. And I'm not that, son. I know you wish I was. I know you need me to be. Unfortunately for you, I'm not. Even if God throws me in a lake, I'm still not. $5.25 million. That's how big of a goddamn fraud. I almost said it. That's how big of a goddamn fraud Dr. Mengelaz is. The guy that gets on TV once a week preaching Satan's gospel of taking medical coverage away from the poorest fucking people in America. A goddamn fraud keeps preaching fraud. Isn't that funny? Just like his adjudicated fraud daddy, Donnie. The Knicks game last night, I had a feeling Donnie would jinx him. Donnie went there to ruin it. And maybe he has some weird hope that maybe it'll love me this time. He probably is that sick. To think there's even a chance of that. So he ruined the outside parties that they were going to have at the stadium. Him, Kushner, and all of them. Nutlick, the pedo, was there as well. Then they lost the game. Donnie got booed before he got into the stadium when his motorcade was going by the crowd. Loud as fuck. Donnie got booed during the Pledge of Allegiance. Or the singing of Star Spangled Banner, whatever it was. Loud as fuck. Viciously booed. They showed him later again on camera, standing next to his granddaughter. Booed the living fuck out of him. When his motorcade left, the crowd outside booed him again. This is a hated cunt of Satan. Most of the world hates his fucking guts. There's a reason he gets that reaction, and other people did not. Do you hear me, sheep out there? Little children, rubes. Do you see how the reaction to him is more visceral and global? That's how much God hates you, who support him and him. The reason, little children, rubes of Satan and others, Donnie gets that reaction and other people didn't, because he's a goddamn Antichrist. So if you got your name on him, I suggest you get it the fuck off. And it doesn't matter, again, what I think, what you think. All that matters, little child, the devil picked him, and so did you. You need to unpick him. The devil ain't gonna change. You have a chance. I don't care if you change. I don't even know you, son. Good luck. Ron Filkowski. To recap the Knicks game, Trump inconvenienced everyone, cost businesses money. Oh yeah, all the restaurants in the immediate area, they closed down a huge section. No foot traffic, no nothing. All night, son. There are restaurants that would have made, $100,000 that night. Servers that would have made fat fucking tips. Nope. Donnie shitbags. Inconvenienced everyone, cost businesses money, got booed, fell asleep. That's right, I forgot. He fell asleep, stuffed his face with pizza and French fries, passed the fuck out, got booed like 19 times. Anytime they showed him at all on that Jumbotron, son, the people were eagerly waiting for it to boo him. Fell asleep, jinxed the Knicks. Yeah, you had the Antichrist there. You thought you were going to win? They wanted the Texas team to win anyway. They didn't want New York to win. The New York Knicks had won 13 games in a row, an epic winning streak. Then Donald Trump showed up. Yep, you know what that's called, class? The Donnie Shitbags effect. One of the greatest examples, one of the most in-your-face examples. You had a team at City that was just on a roll. They were loving life. This is their moment. It's been a long time. They've been waiting for this for decades. Couldn't even enjoy it. Donnie Shitbags. Jinxed them. Fucking shit jinx of the devil. And the American taxpayer got to, pay, I don't know, $2-3 million for him, his motorcade, his whole entourage of relatives, friends, grifters, security. The federal government must have put out, I don't even want to think about what the bill was. Don't worry, it was your money, and Donnie spent it like water. Okay? Do you feel better? You should. Team doing good, town, city loving it, everybody's happy. Oh my God, we're going to win a championship. We got this 13-win streak. It's great. Up, Antichrist, Black Hand of Death. Got to ruin everyone's good time, and that's what Donnie's here for, literally. And I'm starting to see the sentiment being stated over and over again. He ruins everything. Yep. He's ruining chaos. That's what he's here for. Literally. This was Donnie after the game. What does he expect, man? At the plane, the reporters. God, he looks like shit. Trump tells reporters he was cheered at the Knicks game. They asked him about it. I thought it was very good. It was certainly amazing. I think mostly cheers. It was loud and it was very enthusiastic. Yes, the boos were very loud and enthusiastic. Every person, almost every person in that stadium was waiting for the first second they put Donnie's face on that Jumbotron. And that was during the national anthem. Donnie wanted to be on camera during the anthem because of the singing. And they were hoping everyone would respect the anthem and not boo. That's what Donnie was going for. Always gonna have some shady bullshit. If he wasn't a pedophile, scumbag, criminal, liar, rapist, child molester, people would like him. You can't just make that go away, Donnie. I know you're used to making things go away, but everybody knows now. Sorry. Donnie's saying, I think mostly cheers. He's giving the game away of what really happened right there. That's a little child. He knows he can't say, oh, well, all the cheers, it was great. He's got to spin it somehow. I think mostly cheers. No, Donnie, you know exactly what happened. You got booed because most of the world hates you. And that's because you're you. A child molesting, rapist, criminal, fraud, adjudicated liar, known as defamation, adjudicated rapist, adjudicated fraud, war criminal, mass murderer, murderer of American citizens, murderer of schoolgirls. But I know you're the pro-life party. I know how seriously you take that too. Here's the test on how seriously you take if you're pro-life and that whole thing. What was your reaction when Mr. Preddy and Miss Good got shot? You think about that. You don't need to tell me. I could care less. I think mostly cheers. Nope. Donnie got the shit booed out of him. Those people were pissed. And these weren't broke-ass peasants. Those tickets, the cheapest ticket, I think, was like $2,000. There were people with money booing his ass. Oh, here's Donnie sitting in the booth, sleeping. His granddaughter, there's some guy in pink. I really do question a lot of right-wing males. You can't see what he's wearing, but I can. Not Donnie, the other guy. And then there's Donnie's post, of guys with pom-poms and no shirts and whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat. In the booth again, the granddaughter, some guy, one of the owners probably. I don't fucking know. One of the camera moments after the initial, during the national anthem, they showed him standing next to his granddaughter, and it's just the whole stadium booed the fuck out of them. And someone said online, which I think they may have something, he thought by having her there, they might not boo. That didn't stop him. Nor did your little ploy to do it, have you on camera during the national anthem. That didn't work either, my God. I've never heard anyone get booed that bad in public. Ever. Except for him. I've heard him get that bad in other stadiums, yeah. And the more of as more of this Reich unravels and what they really want to do to you, he's going to be hated more and more. So expect the vitriol and hatred to get ratcheted up another 10 notches as this progresses. And then another 10 after that. The hate ain't going nowhere. In fact, it's going to get way worse. Donnie's literally sleeping in this picture, by the way. His fat fucking diapered, worthless fucking ass. Trump on Netanyahu. He hit back and now they've called it quits, so they're going to just leave each other alone for another week or something. That's what we get for the President of the United States. Do you know how Donnie got Iran to stop? He gave them $3 billion. This was last night after the game. It's gone to a whole nother place today. I'm going to take another quick break and I'll be back. It went from he wants to stop Bibi and Iran from shooting each other yesterday to all-out war again tonight. So exhausting. So, not exhausting, disgusting. Not disgusting as an adjective. I can't think of the classification. Is it adverb? No, it's verb. Disgusting as a verb. The act of making one disgusted. It's like a continual process, a continuous process. This happened while Donnie was on the way to the game. I have just been informed by our great military that last night the Iranians shot down one of our highly sophisticated Apache helicopters while patrolling over the Strait of Hormuz. There were 2 pilots involved, both safe, uninjured. Nevertheless, the U.S. must of necessity respond to this attack. Thank you for your attention, President Fuckface Pedophile. This was today. Donnie posted this about the night before when the game took place. And I believe this helicopter got taken down while Donnie was on his way. I'm really thinking, personally, Iran might not even have done it, and it just might be their excuse to do something. They're calling these self-defensive strikes they did tonight. Yeah, I don't know if I buy that. Again, that's just so he doesn't get impeached. Because, again, you're supposed to go to Congress. So they used the helicopter as an excuse, so that makes me suspicious right there. But we'll get to that. This is about Screwworm, and you can thank Haggard Brooke Rollins. And I was just thinking while I was smoking out there, Haggard Brooke Rollins up there just in her Southern Belle fake ass Hag of Satan accent. I just took 4 million people off of food stamps. Preaching Satan's gospel straight up in a Southern Belle accent as if it's the most glorious thing. Taking food away from the poorest people in America. Oh my God, Brooke. Go home and pat yourself on the back. You're doing, what's that called? You're doing God's work. You really are. Don't mind that whole lake thing when that happens. I still believe you were doing God's work. Fucking cunt hag of Satan. The Doge imbeciles, also cunts of Satan. Thought when they read the word screwworm and creating flies to handle the screwworm, that was funny and stupid, so let's get rid of it. Because, you know, fake-ass corporate cunts like Leon, which are really welfare queens, don't know jack fuck about nothing. Can't even code, son. I don't care what anyone says. And it's obvious. And then you take a bunch of morons, some right out of high school, but most college dropouts, pedophiles, you know, homosexual lovers of Leon, because Leon digs the children, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was in the Epstein files, begging like a dog. Yeah, they got to decide who gets fired and what programs go away, because that's more money Leon and Donnie could steal at the moment. Because remember, Leon was co-chancellor at the time. And that's the only reason all this is happening. You're a piggy bank, idiots. For Donnie, Mehmet, scum, fail to loot. Now they looting your 401k. I would definitely take action on that. I'd be on the phone to my broker right now. Those cunts decided, because they wanted to steal your info and Leon wanted to steal your money. Only reason. And they don't give a fuck, son. They'll take the food out of a poor kid's mouth, laugh about it, and sleep peacefully as fuck. They prove it every day. It's the agenda, actually, to do that. The literal agenda. This is a job ad, and I heard about this yesterday and the day before. USDA is urgently hiring veterinarians to work on screwworm after laying off 25% of the office in charge of preventing the pest spread. Oh, they did more than that, son. They laid off more than that. Want to make a difference for American agriculture? Come work for APHIS, and then the second this screwworm thing's over, we'll lay you all the fuck off so we can pocket your salaries. So come on in. If you're passionate about protecting livestock and supporting U.S. agriculture and blah, blah, I'm not going to read the rest. I'll just say this. Little children, zombies. If you wait till the screwworm outbreak to hire, you already lost, cunts. And you already fucked us. It's too late now. It's already spread to several counties. I think a goat got it, a dog got it, cows have it. Thanks, Roops. This is why so many of us were yelling for you not to do this. And I ain't even a goddamn cattle rancher. He already fucked you over with the Argentinian beef thing, you fucking idiots. It still amazes me to this day. People gave away their future, their children's future, the country, the empire, everything. For nothing. People son, do you hear me? People actually got up and voted for their own destruction. Millions. And ours. And the destruction of this empire, the destruction of their own children, the destruction of the world. Human beings got up and voted for that, son. I'm still astounded to this day. They got absolutely nothing for it. Except losing everything. And the future. That's gone. That's been gone, son. January 2025. Dead. So now they're hiring after the screwworm outbreak that we haven't had in like 60-some years. Thanks, Rubes. I hate your fucking guts. And when you lose the farm or your cattle ranch or whatever, you voted for it. And if you're hiring after the screwworm outbreak already starts, it's too late. That's why, little children, let me say this too. Didn't mean to say none of this shit. I'm thinking of taking a hiatus anyway, so maybe I should say it all tonight, because I just don't see the point of anything anymore, honestly. And no, that doesn't mean I'm going to kill myself, little sheep out there. Because I know a lot of you are really waiting for that rhetoric. I know. You've been trying to get it out of me for years. You know, pretend to be people and email me. And I saw this, Nick, and I saw this video of you, and are you okay? Anything you'd like to tell us? Us fat pillheads and rejects that we can use against you. Little sheep, little children. Charcoal. I'm not you. I don't belong in an asylum, you do. In fact, some of you even checked your own selves in. That's how much you belong there. Not me, I'm sorry. I know you need me to be that. I know you need me to be like you. I know. You've shown me. Every day, all day. But son, I just can't do it. I'm more than you, I'm sorry. I'm too different. I can't be you. Why would I want to? You're charcoal. You spend every day wondering what some podcaster who you've helped be censored utterly and stolen money from, taking food out their mouth, hoping they say something about you. That's your existence. My God, that's fucking pathetic. Translation, whoopsie. We fired everybody. Can anyone help us with this screwworm thing before it gets out of hand, please? Yep. Fuck you, Brooke Rollins, you hag cunt of Satan. Fuck you, Doge. Fuck you, Leon. I will enjoy watching you burn in a lake. I will truly, sincerely enjoy that. And Leon, it's guaranteed for you. When beef goes up to $18 a pound, think of your vote. Sheep. Breaking, U.S. transferred $3 billion to Iran from frozen assets via the UAE in exchange to halt recent strikes on Israel. Verified. Donnie didn't tell you? That's because he's ashamed and embarrassed and he's a goddamn pathetic, weak, desperate hypocrite. Tomorrow he'll go on camera and say again, just like he said yesterday, the day before, last month, last year, that Obama gave him a truckload of cash. Well, damn, Donnie, did he do it in hours like you did? I don't think so. Donnie won't tell you that he's already given Iran billions of their own money prior to this $3 billion. And he just gave him $3 billion more because that's how desperate and beaten Donnie is. And these bombings tonight only will make things 1,000 times fucking worse. And this is exactly what I was afraid of. I told you. Tit for tat, back and forth, someone going to escalate to another level, and it's going to get out of hand. We getting there. We won't see none of the damage to Iran or the bases they hit tonight. The bases that Iran hit. We won't see the damage to Israel. We won't see none of it. But trust me, there's damage, son. They hit infrastructure tonight. Donnie did. That means Iran hit some shit. And they're going to keep hitting some shit. Because Donnie went over another line. Because he's a goddamn Antichrist who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And Iran already won. So you can bomb them tomorrow, the next night. They still won. This is the Dr. Neil Stone. Leon Scum's Doge scrapped funding screwworm research because they thought it sounded ridiculous. The New World screwworm is back in the U.S., and the infection of a dog in New Mexico is raising concerns about the risks to animals beyond cattle. That's from Bloomberg. Yes, the Doge college and high school dropouts, in all their infinite wisdom, in between giving Leon massages, stole all your information, and cut vital programs for Ebola. Remember, Leon had to hire people back. We just had an Ebola outbreak. Still going. Haven't had screwworm in over 60 years. Now we got screwworm. Thanks, Rubes. Thanks, Haggard cunt of Satan, Brooke Rollins. Thanks, Leon. Thanks, Doge, cunt, criminal, pedophiles, Satanists. Thank Donnie the Antichrist shitbags. The U.S. has informed Israel it will attack Iran in the coming hours and pursue a non-limited major move on Iran, per U.S. officials. Major move for one helicopter? Almost as if maybe Iran didn't shoot that copter down and someone else did. There seems to be a disproportion here. Now, Iran isn't saying they didn't do it that I know of. They ain't really saying they did do it either. This was today, hours ago, and yes, they went ahead. Iran directly rejects today's claim that Iran sent a new draft peace proposal to the U.S., saying no such proposal exists. Due to the suspension of talks with the U.S., Iran also denied agreeing to a 15-year enrichment suspension, denied zeroing in on 4 nuclear issues, and denied Trump's claim of a deal being reachable in 2 or 3 days, and that the Strait of Hormuz will open up right away. They're denying that. They didn't agree to that. So Donnie made up another deal that doesn't exist for the 97th time. And Iran said, yeah, we don't know what the fuck he's talking about. In fact, we're not even picking up the phone. Even though Donnie keeps calling. And we're at the end. And this is the Iranian Foreign Minister, Araghchi. He responds to the U.S. Apache helicopter being shot down near the Strait of Hormuz. Foreign forces in proximity to our territory or are at constant risk. To reduce risk, best solution is for them to leave. So he's not saying they did it. He's not saying we didn't do it. I still have a feeling they didn't do it. Araghchi wouldn't mind taking credit for it, though. Or maybe they did. But I have a feeling that that helicopter pilots were told to fly a zone maybe they shouldn't have been flying it. And maybe that's why they got hit, if they really got hit by the enemy. Because if there's one thing the United States is famous for, my God, fake events to start wars. Gulf of Tonkin, Pearl Harbor. Was Pearl Harbor a fake event? No. Here's what it was, though. They just left those fuckers dangling out there. And they knew that attack was coming, son. And they set the troops up for it. They needed a Reichstag fire. So they made one. And if you look at the details of that day, it'll become clear to you that, yeah, the U.S. wanted that to happen. That was our way in to an unpopular war. And, the buildings coming down, there are many points I could point to. But the most obvious one, and it really don't take a rocket scientist, son. 2 buildings got hit. 3 fell. The third one fell more perfect than controlled demolition, which tells me it was controlled demolition. So the U.S. is famous for this. What happened after Iraq? She said this. Well, the United States and Israel started bombing Iran. Iran shot missiles at Bahrain. They attacked Kuwait. They attacked Jordan. I'm sure they attacked Israel, right? No? Iran says Donnie hit some of their water infrastructure. Iran has threatened to hit other Middle Eastern water infrastructure. Most of the Middle East, it looks like, is on desalination. So you hit those plants, they are fucked. Because they ain't got water underground. What I'm trying to say to you is, this shit got a whole fuck ton worse tonight. And for the first time, we're not seeing no pictures. That worries me. Because it took weeks for us to even find out that almost every military base we have in the Middle East was destroyed. It took us weeks to find that out. While they was lying their ass off. So what happened tonight, I guess we'll know in 3, 4, 6 weeks. But it wasn't good, son. And if you start hitting energy grids and water infrastructure, then Iran's gonna... Oh, I hate this. It's just, you know... For the past 10 years, especially, but really since 1945 with the right-wing grift machine, we've all just been in a car with a drunk driver. We're all the passengers, all 300 million of us, in an enormous car, and they going 157 in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. And they driving us straight towards a brick fucking wall. And there ain't jack fuck we can do about it. That's what this past 10 years has been like, and we will hit that wall. Don't fucking worry. That's guaranteed. It's infuriating to have to tolerate this. Just watch the whole world go down the fucking drain. Watch both political parties make it happen. Watch the Antichrist loot every nickel this country has ever produced, and then come after your bank accounts, and then prop up all these fake-ass tech companies. Not a one makes a fucking profit, except maybe Google. By taking a stake in their companies. And the only reason that happened is so they can steal your taxpayer money and say, well, the American taxpayer is a shareholder. We got to prop this business up. This non-profitable joke of a business. Palantir, SpaceX, Tesla, XAI, ChatGPT, Anthropic, all of them. So, World War III has escalated. It's gotten worse. And I look forward to seeing the damage in 3 weeks. Because we definitely won't see it tomorrow. The Reich wants to hide everything. If there's casualties in war, they don't want you to know. If we lost equipment or men or women in war, they don't want you to know. If we're losing a war, they don't want you to know. They kill people here, kill people, they don't want you to know. If they can hide it, they will. Liquidating the entire country, liquidating every social program, targeting directly ethnic minorities and the poor. "1984 dystopia already here, and will only get stronger and more in our face. Ain't jack fuck we can do." I don't know what else to say. Don't take the mark. Have a wonderful evening. And I may take a hiatus. I don't even know. I just don't see the point in nothing no more, man. I mean nothing. And you know, maybe that'll piss God off or something. I don't know. Maybe he don't care. Maybe he don't want me doing this. It doesn't change who the charcoal is and who the charcoal isn't. But I'm no one special. I ain't one of the fucking 2 witnesses or something. So, you know, I maybe it's not as important as I think it is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, honestly, once the internet goes all full where everywhere I go wants my ID and all that, yeah, I'll be using it, I mean, just a fuck ton less. I'm not giving these companies that stuff. And I have a feel, I mean, I see comments like that every day. I see comments, people just saying, yeah, I won't be on the internet anymore. I'll use it as minimally as possible. People are going to start selling cell phones that don't have internet access. And people will buy them. Watch. They'll have no choice. Nobody wants a surveillance car. No one wants a surveillance internet. No one wants a surveillance phone. The CIA and FBI are already tapping our shit. Everyone knows it. You need to take it further and put the spying right in our face. So you can sell our ID every fucking day, 9 times a day. And the Reich has constant updated surveillance information on us. Every transaction tracked. Every drive tracked. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your car will now be a full surveillance machine. And then they want the wearable on you. That's coming, son. Don't think they forgot. They didn't forget none of it. Neither did I. That's why I'm telling you. Do you understand? Wearable, nowhere you go will you have privacy. Every statement you utter will be recorded. Your car, whoever you talk to, anywhere, as long as that wearable's on you. Nobody wants a surveillance car. Nobody wants a surveillance internet, even though you people are already all surveilling us. Nobody wants any of it, and will just hate you more and more, and use your shit less and less, and buy less and less. People are already doing it. And your business will become more and more worthless. I hope the federal government has enough tax money to prop you all up. Car industry, tech industry, all of you. I know your numbers are all going down. You ain't selling nowhere near the cars you used to. And wait till you start selling surveillance mobiles that ruin the whole purpose of having a car and spy on you and say, you can't wear sunglasses in your car. I need to scan your eyes. Your car will shut down. Your insurance company will be notified. And once that's law, if you tamper with it, your insurance company will know immediately. Whoever runs a surveillance company, they'll know immediately. Everyone will know immediately. Your car is not surveilling you right now. We can't shut it down. That's illegal. I hate every cunt with a passion. I don't care who you are, a D, a R, whatever. That literally took the joy of driving a car away. And the freedom. And wants to put a goddamn mic and camera right in front of my face while I'm driving. Don't even hide it. I fucking despise every one of you. Took me a long time to get there. You made it happen, son. Anyway, I don't know what to do. I used to think this is really necessary, but I just don't think God gives a fuck, honestly, about what I'm doing here, any of it. I don't know if he ever did. There's a saying, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I felt like that's what I've been doing for, I don't know, the past 20 years at least. With people, relationships, this, everything. And I just expect a different result. Why? Why should I? Why should I trust anyone? No one's given me reason to. Yet I do it over and over again. Insanity. I keep talking here every night. Almost every night. It's been harder lately to fit it in. Because God and his imp have little magic things they do to me every day. That are just, I mean, pathetically obvious. So what the fuck am I doing here? Do I do it for the people? Do I do it for God? Do I do it for me? And I just get more tired, more worn out, more wasted time, more magic tricks every day, to where the most basic, easy things become a dramatic clusterfuck. 'Cause God and imp because they got a game going. That's why we all got to suffer. And I think about these things, and I've thought about them for the past 20 years. Yet I still say what I say. I still get on camera and preach the team. I'm getting to the point where I don't have time for that anymore. Because the team sure don't got fucking time for me, son. That's for goddamn sure. But I know you sent Jesus all those years ago because you love me. I know. That's great. That's great. That don't help me out right now. That's nice that you did that, though. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Don't do fuck for me right now. Don't do fuck for me. When I'm praying, so please I just wanted to, charge my car or whatever. Why's it got to turn into a clusterfuck monstrosity? Intentionally. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I really just don't see a point in jack fuck anymore. I really don't. And nothing, I enjoy nothing anymore. Now I'm having a shrink session. I don't even need to talk. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people, man. Never was. I just don't see the point. And once you come to the realization that there's nothing here, I mean, absolutely nothing, son. And there wasn't meant to be. It's real hard to find joy in anything. Especially when you're a pattern recognition guy and you see the same pattern just happens over, the same automatons come into your life. And just bring the Jerry Springer show. Nothing more. And yet you trust over and over again. Co-workers, friends, relationship, doesn't matter. All same automatons. I hear the same thing out of the same people's mouths. There are rare exceptions. And I mean very goddamn rare, son. But that ain't good enough. If almost every human is a goddamn sheep automaton with not one original thought, of what use are they? To anyone or anything? And I'm sorry, that's most humans I encounter. And by most, I mean 99%. Hence us in the apocalypse and the end of our empire for wrestling. That's what they voted for, wrestling. They gambled their kids' future on wrestling, son. Proves every goddamn thing I'm saying right now. Yeah, I just don't see the point. And again, this isn't a suicidal message. That's not the point I'm making here. The point is I don't see the goddamn point. And I feel like since there's a new magic trick every day, at least one, if not 10, that I have to waste time and energy, and all designed utterly to just make sure I starve or go to jail. I could sit here all night and give you story after story how some person or thing came out of nowhere to get me arrested. I don't have time to tell you the stories, and honestly, you're not my wife, so I don't want to waste your fucking time. The devil been wanting me locked up for a long time. And every time I think back of that situation, this came out of nowhere, just designed to get me locked the fuck up. I'm a little tired of that too. In other words, I just don't goddamn want to play the game anymore. Because all I get is fuck you. So what the fuck am I doing it for? To make a few people out there feel good? So I can starve or get arrested for whatever freak God and the imps send my goddamn way? Whatever mechanical problem that happens magically? Right after a different mechanical problem happened 2 minutes before it? At the same place? In other words, I feel like I need to focus my energy on avoiding the magic tricks or having a couple grand in the bank to handle them when they happen. That's going to require more of my time. Because I'm already getting robbed every other angle by every other person I deal with. Because the point is that Nikki starves or go to jail. I get it. I get it. That's the point. You've told me. I hear you loud and fucking clear. And we must go through that exercise every day. I hear you loud and clear. So what the fuck am I doing this for? It seems my energy would be better spent making sure I have finances to handle the next magic trick, but then the next magic trick would just be something where the finances don't help. Right, buddy in the sky? Right, imp? Of course. Don't take the mark. I despise existence. Have a wonderful evening.